Heartland Mobility of Nebraska opened more than 10 years ago. They have a range of solutions like wheelchair accessible vehicles, lifts, and hand controls. Mike is there this morning to show us how some of these things work. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Mary. I'm glad you can finally hear me this morning. You know, we got our Mondays, they get off to a rough start sometimes. But listen, I'm here at Heartland Mobility, and they really describe this place. They design the products that allow people to live life to their fullest. And I'm standing here with Michael Patterson and Bill Siebert, who run the place here. Thanks for joining us, guys, this morning, and thanks for allowing us to be here in the showroom this morning.
Thank you for having us. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, you betcha. You guys have some experience in this business. I'll tell you that. Describe how long you've been in this business of kind of transforming vehicles to allow people to live life to their fullest.
Well, I've been in over 16 years, and I know my friend Bill has been in over 38 years.
Yeah, Bill, you've been in the business a while.
Yeah, before it was a business.
How much has this industry changed? Because you were telling me earlier that one of the first vehicles you transformed was, almost 40 years ago, and the industry has really changed since then.
It has. We've gone from a welding shop version to vehicles that are made and built in factories that are state-of-the-art and meet all the NHTSA and transportation safety stuff.
Yeah, really incredible stuff. And the technology has really come so far. Michael's got a remote in his hand. You got this remote here. This is really a standard remote that comes with the vehicle. And walk us through what you do with these buttons on this remote.
Absolutely. Well, this is the factory Ford Explorer that everybody's familiar with, but it's been modified by Braun Ability. And they do a state-of-the-art vehicle that's one of a kind in that it's the first Ford Explorer that's been modified for wheelchair access. So by touching the unlock button 3 times on the factory remote.
Okay, now let's take a look at this. It's going to open up. Hold on. And I'm going to come over on that side so I can get the microphone. But it's incredible how the vehicle itself lowers 2.5 inches to allow that ramp to come out.
Exactly. You'll see the ramp coming out from underneath the floor. The vehicle lowers down so that it decreases the angle of the ramp and actually allows easy access into the vehicle with the wheelchair. And we put a display wheelchair in there so you can kind of see what the spacing is there. But that opens up the space inside so that that front seat can be removed either on the driver's side or passenger side, allows easy access to bring the wheelchair up into the position that customer needs so that they can live their life freely.
Okay, Bill, why don't you jump up there, because you're going to kind of demo how you can move around in this vehicle. But like you said, this is a standard Ford Explorer that's been customized, modified. I've got a Ford Explorer, so I'm very familiar with the base package. It looks extremely different inside, especially with the driver's seat, and you have removed the passenger seat here.
That's correct. So you can see as Bill pulls up there, it allows him to bring that wheelchair right up into the passenger position for full access to all the controls up front. You can see the open spacing so that they've got lots of room to bring that around. Braun Ability has done a great job of making this accessible to the world.
Yeah, and the passenger seat has been removed for right now. The driver's side can also be removed, and it essentially locks into the vehicle. You unlock it and you can pull it out. So if you want to put that wheelchair in the driver's side, you sure can, right?
Absolutely. That's made for anyone that wanted to be either driver or passenger. We have the ability to put controls in so that whether they were able to access the pedals or not, they can still control the vehicle.
One of the things that I think is fascinating is the transformation of these SUVs, these mid-size SUVs, because it used to be it were the larger vans that you saw the customization, the Braun Ability transformed.
That's correct. It used to be the full-size vans were just about all you saw for handicap access. Now they've opened it up, and for years we've been using the minivan platform. This is our first opportunity to actually use the SUV, which has been such a popular vehicle with the general public that we wanted to bring that out to the wheelchair community so that they had access to similar vehicles. And it gives them the freedom to move about the community.
Yeah, and one of the things you were talking about, Chrysler, Dodge, Toyota, Honda, and of course the Ford Explorer here. So a number of different options when it comes to the vehicles that you want to select.
That's correct. And we've got the ability to do either side access or rear access. It's all customized to exactly what that family needs for their mobility.
How does it work when you pick out a vehicle? Because there's different options in these cars. Like you would go to the car dealer. Do you want leather seats? Do you want, what options do you want? How does that work?
It's the very same way. We look at it with the client so that they can find exactly the options that they're looking for, whether it is the leather seats, the moonroof, the navigation, the backup camera. Any of those options are available just like they are for anyone else.
And I think this vehicle on the passenger side, that's where the ramp is. But you also have vehicles where you can have the ramp load in from the rear.
That's correct. For some applications where you need the extra space or you have someone that just doesn't have great control over their wheelchair, they're able to pull straight in, back straight out. They don't have to manipulate their chair. They don't have to be able to control it around corners and whatnot. So that gives them another option.
Yeah, Michael, let's walk over here because this is the passenger seat that you pulled out of this thing. And this is on wheels as well. So this can easily, it's heavy, right? So it's a good thing that it does have wheels.
That's correct. It is heavy. It's the factory seat. It's the same comfortable seat that Ford puts in all of those Explorers. But with the easy removal, it can be rolled away, taken out, put back in. It latches right back in very easily. And then they take off just in exactly what they had originally.
Yeah. So if the person in the wheelchair wanted to drive the vehicle, for example, we would just put this back in the passenger side, pull the driver's seat out, and then the wheelchair could be in that side. A special offer for this vehicle, this Ford Explorer right here, it's a 2016, right?
That's correct.
And there's a special offer for if somebody's watching this right now and they've got their eye on this, they want to come check it out. You've made it a little bit easier for people to purchase this vehicle.
We have offered $5,000 off on this vehicle while it lasts. Unfortunately, it's one of the last of the year models. There are very few left in the country right now accessible to this, but this one right now is $5,000 off.
And you help people make purchasing these vehicles a little bit easier. How do you do that?
One of the things that we do is we look for any funding assistance that may be out there that meets their specific conditions.
Yeah.
So there are lots of different grant opportunities, both between the state and private funding, between organizations like MDA or Post Polio. There are many of them out there that offer some grant opportunities, as well as having extended financing programs where they can get low interest and extended terms to bring those payments down to where they can afford it with their family. Makes
a lot of sense. Thanks and if you want to come see this vehicle, come out to the showroom here at Heartland Mobility, not too far from the Scripps Studios here on 108th and L, but you're just down the street from there. So check them out online. What's the website?
It's www.heartlandmobility.com.
Michael, thanks for your time today. You got to check it out in their showroom. Mary, the technology in these things is absolutely incredible.
Yes. We use the same word. And what I mean, it's just hard to imagine life without that stuff, Mike. Thank you so much. And we'll see you back here in a few minutes.
You betcha.
Well, at this time,